Hey, hello and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to come along here today and give you a little bit of a life update and let you know what has been going on. So yeah, let's get to it. Yeah, so welcome to my studio, my spare bedroom, my office. This is the same room that you've seen me in before, except that the yellow walls have gone, thank goodness. We redecorated in December and obviously it's a bit different. I'm still trying to figure out like angles and where I'm best kind of setting myself up to film. This seems pretty good for the time being, so we'll kind of go with it and see what happens. Yeah, so here we are. It is June still, I think. And it has been 4 months. Aside from the video I put out last week, it has been 4 months since I filmed a video, or at least since I uploaded one to the channel. I checked and the last one that I did was the February plan with me, which I actually put out on February the 5th. So yeah, it's been a really good long while, and I felt like I should give you a bit of an explanation. So yeah, basically what has been going on and where the hell have I been? I'd love to say that I've been doing really fun things and that lots of great stuff has been going on, but the truth is that's not the case. It has been horrible. It has been terrible. If you've been on the channel for a while now, you'll know that I've been struggling with a health problem for a good couple of years. So way back in 2018, before I even started this channel, I was diagnosed with anemia. It was just a normal kind of like GP appointment, medical check, and my GP did some blood tests and diagnosed that I was anemic. Following on from that, I then had a whole bunch of problems. In early 2019, I had an ultrasound scan and I was diagnosed as having fibroids. So for those of you that aren't aware, and some of you might be fellas, so you probably don't know about fibroids. They're very common. I think it's something like 1 in 3 women will have them or something like that. They're tumours, except that they're non-cancerous, so they're like growths, and they grow close to or within the uterus. So it's either inside, in the actual muscle, or on the outside of the uterus typically. And there are all sorts of symptoms associated with fibroids, but the vast majority of people that have them don't know that they have them. You know, they something that is typically picked up when something else is going on, or when there's doing tests for other things. So, you know, if you get pregnant, for example, obviously when you have an ultrasound to check on the baby, then sometimes you'll discover that you've got a fibroid. And, so it's not that bad really in most cases. And even if it is causing you problems, the vast majority of cases, there's medication that you can take. You can take the hormonal stuff like the mini pill, or you can take stuff that helps deal with the symptoms, and actually you don't really have any significant problems with it. However, for a small number of cases, like me, they do cause huge problems, and then for an even smaller number of cases, like me, basically they just caused all hell to break loose. Yeah, I have, over the past couple of years, since 2019, I think I have been on every medication that they could have put me on to help with it. I've had a minor surgery to remove a fibroid, and I think I've had 4, 5, 6 different types of medication. And in fact, if you watched my February plan with me, you'll have seen me talking about having a new medication and how that had caused some issues in itself, because sometimes you change medications around and just the fact you've changed the medication messes things up a bit. Unfortunately, I ended up being one of those relatively rare cases where all of those normal medications and normal methods of treatment just don't work. And from kind of January onwards, I had loads and loads of issues. I had really, really significant symptoms. It was really disruptive. You know, it was kind of like I couldn't, even without restrictions, I couldn't leave the house. You know, I couldn't plan anything because I didn't know what was going to happen. Everything was really unpredictable. You know, I might be okay one day, but then the next day I would have really heavy menstrual bleeding. And it was literally, you know, at one point I kind of had very, very, very heavy bleeding that lasted, you know, a week, 10 days, 2 weeks. It was extremely stressful. It was extremely disruptive. It messed with everything, you know, even working from home. You know, one of the great things about working from home, if you've got that flexibility, is that when you're feeling poorly, typically, you know, you've got some flexibility in your day and you can kind of carry on working even though you're having problems. And that was what I was able to do through part of 2019 when I eventually got back to work, and through 2020 even when I was having problems. But this was just so bad that I even working from home was really difficult, and you know, there was meetings that I had to skip because of it, and you know, I couldn't concentrate. I found it really difficult to focus and to motivate myself, and so on and so forth. So it was really, it was a bad time. It actually ended up that because all of the various medications failed, in April of this year, so about just under 3 months ago, I had a full abdominal hysterectomy. So that's major surgery. Basically, it was removal of uterus, cervix and fallopian tubes, but preservation of ovaries. So if you want to know, that basically means that I'm not menopausal, my hormones are still as they were, my ovaries should continue to generate hormones and behave normally, basically until I do go through menopause. But yeah, essentially I no longer have the equipment to have periods, to menstruate, and yeah, I'm really okay with that. So yeah, that was obviously, that's a really major surgery. It involves, it's a lot like having a cesarean section. It's typically the same kind of incision, so you know, it's cutting through muscle and tissue and what have you, and all of that takes a lot of time to heal, plus obviously removing an organ. So yeah, there are now gaps there that, yeah. But the good news is that this is kind of 9 weeks on now-ish, and I am doing great. So I'm mostly recovered. There's still a few things that I'm restricted on, so I'm not allowed to lift anything heavy, so I can't lift shopping bags or my dog or the Hoover, I have to be careful with like vigorous activity, so I'm not allowed to do anything that's high impact, like running or anything along those lines. But pretty much everything else is fine. I can walk, I can cycle, I can go swimming, anything like that is fine. You know, I'm cooking and cleaning, although like I say, I can't like lift anything heavy. But everything is kind of going back to normal, and actually for the first time in a long time I've started to feel a lot more like myself. And you know, my friends and family have even commented that I am more like myself, that for them they're seeing a big change in me, even though you know, I haven't fundamentally changed. And it's just, it just goes to show, you know, that kind of emotional and psychological impact of having a long-term illness, having that sort of weighing on you or hanging over you for a long period of time, and how it does impact on your behaviour and how you interact with the world. So yeah, so we're in a good place. Things are really improving. I am really happy. I'm starting to pick up a lot of the things that I had to stop, or that I really felt were really difficult to do while I was poorly. So obviously I did my June plan with me. It was really happy about being able to do that. You know, one of the things in dealing with all of this is that it was so disruptive that, you know, I couldn't film a video. I planned to film something and then discovered that I was having issues and symptoms that day, so then ended up not being able to. Or there was one of the times when I filmed a plan with me, but then couldn't edit it because I just couldn't get the time to sit down for long enough with the laptop for any extended period of time. So it was just really difficult. So obviously I've started to get back into doing YouTube videos again. I have started writing again, which I've not done really for over a year. And I'm kind of like looking at now, sort of picking up some of those things that have fallen by the wayside over the past couple of years. So yeah, you know, kind of looking ahead to the future. Because this is kind of like, I'll be back to normal and be able to resume kind of normal activities from the beginning of July, which gives me a really nice kind of like literally sort of 6-month run to the end of the year. So beep. So yeah, I've obviously kind of I can draw a line under this first 6 months and kind of look ahead now to where I'd like to be by the end of the year, and use this as a really good opportunity to reset. So I'm doing the HB90 boot camp with Heart Breathings and Sarah Cannon's channel. It's like a goal setting technique effectively. It sort of involves quarterly planning, which I do anyway, and I've kind of been following along with that for a little while. But you know, I'm taking this as an opportunity to use that as a reset to then kind of like decide what I want to do with my time over the next 6 months. So that's one of the things that I'm doing, and I'm using that as an opportunity to kind of like refocus and refocus my energy. I am looking to do at least one video a month. I'm going to aim to do a plan with me every month, and then I'll do some more in between times as and when I can. It's something that I really enjoy doing. You know, I'm not here, I'm not monetized, I'm not here for the money. I just really like, there are things that I enjoy on YouTube that I'm passionate about, and I enjoy sharing those passions with all of you and with other people. So yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm looking ahead to now over the next few months. And that's really kind of like sums up what's been going on, and you know, what to expect in the future from me. And this time, God willing, the universe willing, I might actually get a run at doing some videos for you. So yeah, stick around. On that note, actually, I wanted to express my thanks to all of you that are still here. Obviously, things have been really disrupted over certainly the beginning of this year, and obviously the back end of last year as well. There was some gaps. So thank you very much for sticking around. You know, my time is limited, and my time is precious to me, and I'm sure it's the same for all of you. So I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time with me and spend your time watching this channel. So thank you very much to all of my subscribers for subscribing, and also for sticking around. For those of you that obviously have come along miraculously over the few months that I haven't been putting out videos, you are amazing. I don't know why you subscribed to me, and thank you for doing it. I really appreciate that. But I wanted to obviously let you know you will have some videos to watch now heading into the rest of this year. And that kind of rounds up everything that I wanted to talk about. If this video obviously has kind of prompted you to have any questions, you know, if there's things that you're going through, something similar, or you know, you want to ask some questions about the hysterectomy, or you know, having fibroids and living with them and what have you, then feel free to drop comments down below. I will answer whatever questions I can. I'm not particularly shy about my health issues, and you know, I will quite happily answer if there is anything that I don't want to answer or that's too personal. I'll just let you know. It's no big deal. But yeah, you know, feel free to if there are any questions, then feel free to ask them. Yeah, hopefully let this be the beginning of a long and productive alliance between me and you, where I will provide you with videos that you will enjoy. Again, thank you for your time, and thank you for watching this video as well, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.